Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be doing instant locks on my friend's son Kaiden, and we're actually going to be keeping track of his lock journey for the next couple of months. This is a first for the both of us. I've actually never done instant locks before, so we're going to go ahead and see how they turn out. So in this section, you'll see me teasing his hair up. That kind of mats it before I go in with the crochet needle, and it makes it a bit easier for me to go ahead and start locking it once I get ready to use my tool. Now once I've teased it, the crochet needle actually goes back and forth and pulls the hair from the other side inside of the lock. So as I roll it, it's pulling hair from both sides to the middle of the lock, which kind of makes it mat up faster. The purpose of instant locks is to skip the whole budding phase, waiting for your hair to actually lock up. So when you finish these and you do your retwist, you can just go back in and palm roll, and over time they'll take a better shape, a better lock form than they initially come out. But the ending result still is kind of the same. Now, being that this is my first time doing this, there's not really much for me to explain. It's kind of self-explanatory. What you see is what you get. You mat it up by teasing it, and then you go back in with the crochet needle. This style actually took me about 6 hours to actually comb out his 2-strand twist and then go back in and lock his hair up. And for those asking, he's 5 years old, and yes, he did sit patiently through the whole style. He's a very well-behaved child, so I didn't really have any problems with him. The 2-strand twist, it kind of made it a little bit more difficult, being that his roots were already starting to lock up, and his hair was also damp. I feel like this style is way better, like way easier to do on dry hair. Just because it makes it harder to mat it up while it's wet. But we got through it damp because it dries as you go along. Now those of you that are actually thinking about locking up your kids' hair or doing instant locks on them, it's a very good investment. It may be expensive at first, but retwisting styles, don't even compare to the installation cost. Once you've actually gotten them installed, it is very convenient to just retwist your child's hair, style it, and go. They'll only have to sit this long for this one time, so it's not like they'll actually ever have to do it again. But I feel like it's really worth the investment. So here you'll see me, I've taken this row of 2-strand twists out, and I'll individually comb out the ends, but I leave it where it's already starting to mat at the roots, and I know that that's the point where I want to do a retwist. If you start all the way at the root, it'll kind of make them stick out straight, which is not what you want. So you start maybe an inch or two down, and then you go back in and you do like your regular maintenance retwist. Now this video was actually recorded a few days ago. Today is March the 8th. We did it on March the 6th. So tonight we'll be doing 2-strand twists on his hair. So he won't really get another retwist, but we're gonna go ahead and do 2-strand twists, and then we'll come back with his lock progress in about 2 weeks when we wash him and restyle him, and then we'll go from there. For now, I'm going to let you watch the rest of the video because there's not really much more to say about it. So we're going to go ahead and just speed the video up a little bit because it's kind of a repetitive process. You're doing the same thing for each lock. And also, one thing you'll notice about these locks, he hasn't really lost much length. I know people who start off with like comb coils and 2-strand twists worry about the shrinkage of their hair. Once you blow your hair out, when you start doing these, your hair is basically the same length. You may lose a little bit of length just from the twisting, but not much. His hair is basically the same length as when we started. Now, when it comes to the end of the hair, for the purpose of this, I folded it over, but I've seen people who just trimmed off the end that they couldn't lock up, but I prefer to fold it over. It kind of gives it a more uniform look, and that way you can also make sure that your locks are kind of like the same length without having to actually cut the hair. we finish actually installing them, we're gonna go ahead and do his twist. Here I'm just twisting the roots and palm rolling it and then pinning it with a clip to keep it out of the way and keep it from unraveling. After this, we're gonna come back with another video with his 2-week progress and his 2-strand twist. Now, one thing I will tell you guys, please, please, please be careful when doing this. I stabbed my cuticle so many times using this crochet needle. It is sharp and it does hurt. So either try to use like a thimble or try like band-aids or something like that. But please take your time and be careful. You try to rush through it, you will skip the lock once or twice and stab yourself right in the finger. The noise that's in my background, you guys, please disregard that. I'm at school, so yes. I hope you guys liked this video and it was somewhat informative. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And here is our finished product. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Okay.